So who told you about this white privilege thing? When did you and how did you first find out about that? Because you didn't think that way prior to somebody telling you. Who told you that?
When I first came to college, I was in a program called the Freshman Summer Program at UCLA with the Academic Advancement Program, which is for increasing the enrollment and the retention rate of students of color on campus. And I think I ran into a book about the experiences of students of color in higher education and the fact that we have to do more to be successful in higher education, but the way to do that is to be engaged with your environment, being active on campus, things like that. And I think I ran into white privilege, not necessarily in that book, but probably in a discussion around that. I learned about it definitely in my first quarter at UCLA. I think being in the higher education environment is something thrown around all the time. And I also learned about it in the social justice space.
Oh.
Yeah, I started working.
Justice warriors.
Yeah, I started working for the residential life at UCLA, and we had social justice training, and we talked about that a lot.
And what is social justice?
So
you said social justice space, right? Mm-hmm. What is that exactly?
So, well, social justice space, the term space in higher education at least, is what we throw around to signify the tone of a space or an environment. It's like transitioning the place into a space that has intentionality around it, that it's here for a set purpose. And so when we say social justice space, it's like saying that we have a space to discuss this or a space to create this. So.
And that means no whites are allowed in this space?
Not at all, not at all.
Not in the space at all?
No, I mean, they're allowed. It's not saying that they're not.
But they have
allowed.
to be quiet, no opinions.
No, they can express their opinions. At least in this space, what we mean is to make sure we create something that's equitable and fair for everyone to share their opinion, respect their opinion.
You don't look like, I didn't expect you when I heard you were coming, right? Mm-hmm. I expected a black older woman with an afro to kind of hear me roar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it possible you've been brainwashed?
That I've been brainwashed?
Yeah, and they pulled you into this dark world where you should not be because you don't have that personality.
No, I don't think I've been brainwashed. I think, if anything, I've been enlightened.
Really?
I don't think, I've been in a position where I don't think my views are very extreme, at least, and I don't think my views are incredibly conservative.
Have you been told that you look white and act white?
In high school, I've never heard that in higher education. Never at UCLA.
But in high school, other black kids told you that?
Probably, not even in high school, probably middle school. And that's a part of ignorance, because I think what I've learned as well, and what we've learned now in this new age activism, is the fact that the real resistance for black people is freedom. And respecting our freedom, it means respecting the fact that we can live.
From who?
Freedom to live however we want to live.
But white people don't care how you guys live.
But that's not necessarily true.
No, they want you to go away and live.
I think, well, at least from history, it tells us that our image, our aesthetics have always been criticized and manipulated by white people.
No.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
They lied to you again. Would you date a white man?
Yeah, I would.
You would date the enemy?
I could date whoever I want. The white man isn't the enemy, the institution is.
But how are you going to have your space away from him?
I can always have my space. I can always create that space. What I look for in a mate.
You would date a white man?
I've dated Asian men. What I look for in a man isn't
Have you dated a white man?
Yeah, I have.
Would you believe me if I told you that all this stuff that you've been taught and other black kids are being taught about the black thing and white privilege and all that mess is not real? It's just you guys are being brainwashed by angry blacks who want to control you in order to gain power and wealth for themselves? Would you believe me if I told you that's what's really going on?
No, I wouldn't.
You would not believe me?
I would not.
And why not?
I would not, because I've seen it, I've seen before becoming chairperson of the Afrikan Student Union at UCLA, I worked for Congresswoman Maxine Waters in DC.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It was an amazing experience. I worked for her.
She's such a dirty woman.
She's an amazing woman.
She's a dirty woman.
She's amazing. She has a beautiful spirit. I worked for her in 2015.